Hello and welcome to my review on the brand new 2024 7-foot animated Darth Vader from the Home Depot. This dropped on May 4th as a special Star Wars Day release and lasted what was exactly 1 hour on site. Being the most inexpensive life-size Vader prop to hit the market, it didn't come as a surprise, and fortunately I was among the first to place an order. What I did not expect, however, was to be one of the last to receive our Dark Lord of the Sith, as it took a full 3 weeks to arrive. At just $299, it's an excellent price when compared to what the typical movie scale Vaders go for, and unlike those, this one even moves. Features include an oscillating head, realistic lightsaber swings, 3 phrases along with an illuminated torso, interchangeable Halloween and Christmas add-ons, and more we'll get to in a few moments. Now sadly, the retail box was not a part of this particular wave, but hopefully will show up as soon as he returns later this year. The packaging is quite large as it measures 18 inches wide, then escalates to 30 inches long by 28 inches high, which practically dwarfs the 7-foot Frankenstein box. Well, my anticipation is certainly near its peak after going weeks of seeing other people receive their Vader prop, but now that I finally have him in hand, let's get to the unboxing. After a lengthy unboxing, all I'm surrounded by is 28 individual pieces that make up what is hopefully an amazing Darth Vader animatronic, and I know everyone cares about the helmet more than anything else, so I'm going to touch on it first. Note that the top part does not come off. I know these are disappointing words to my diehard Star Wars fans, myself included. I really wish it came off like in the movies, but it does not. Home Depot wanted to put their emphasis on the interchangeability of either holiday, not so much the collector's details, and that's definitely the case for some other aspects of this prop, which we will get to later in the review. Secondly, Darth Vader comes with 3 hands, the first of which is used for either holiday. This is the one holding the lightsaber. It's his right hand. The lightsaber itself is a little small, so this is one of the 2 hands that you can switch out. This is actually, despite my initial thoughts, 1 unit. I figured you'd be able to just detach the pumpkin, and this is what you would put the Christmas Death Star on as well, but no, this is one piece that you can use, and the other hand is right here. It's got no wiring connected to it because the ornament does not light up, but the pumpkin does. This hand is just all by itself. It can hold the ornament, it cannot, all depending on personal preference. The last tidbit I want to get into is the armor plate, and the reason why is because it's such a notable characteristic of Darth Vader, and it seems that they've captured it very well. From what I can tell, there's no difference between this and Darth Vader himself on screen. I will probably go back and check for some subtle changes, but for the most part, from like just first glance, it's very accurate despite it being very plasticky. And that will conclude my unboxing breakdown simply because I want to keep it as brief as possible. There's so much I could talk about. Each individual piece I have something to say in regard to. To prevent this review going on for days, I won't. For now, we'll get to building so we can witness the fallen Jedi in all its glory.
find your lack of holiday cheer disturbing. Your holiday spirit is impressive. Most impressive. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the holidays. We would be honored if you would join us for this holiday celebration. My master requests your presence. Join me, and this season you will be a powerful ally.
Okay, at this point, you've seen him decked out for Halloween, for Christmas, and now you're seeing him in a holiday unaffiliated state, which is by far the best way to display him, and here's why. While Star Wars is probably the most marketable license on the planet, it doesn't need to be associated with any holiday. That's my personal opinion, but I think a lot of Star Wars fans share that same sentiment because it just doesn't correlate. Holidays are their own thing, Star Wars is its own thing, and when you blend them together, it really all gets muddy and washed up, and I don't like it when they do that. I understand Home Depot wanting to incorporate something of this caliber into their lineup, and connecting it to a holiday is the only way they could do that. So I understand where they're coming from, but I really just think this is a collector's piece, and that's all it is. It's outstanding. For $300, you're getting a ton. I'll get in depth in more of the characteristics later on. For now, I do want to talk about how you can display this or who you could display him with. Reminder, Home Depot did release a Yoda last year, and if you were able to pick that up, obviously they go together. And there's also a Stormtrooper coming out later this year. It was not a part of this wave when Vader launched. I thought it was going to be, but they decided not to. Hold off on that. Save it for later. So it's unfortunate because it would have been cool to get two of them, put them side by side. You can do that. We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. I think it'll probably drop sometime in the summer with everything else, but nothing's been confirmed as of yet. When figuring out what direction I wanted to take this review in, I asked myself how I could offer the most insight, and it's not really going to come with a pumpkin Death Star and a Death Star ornament. It's going to come with my knowledge of Star Wars, and you can see I've got something to back it up. The coolest part of this Darth Vader is no doubt the movement of the head, because it's exactly how it is in Return of the Jedi, and also his hand, which, like in Return of the Jedi, comes off at the hands of Luke Skywalker. And even the bonus part, which is my favorite part of this, is the fact that the wire, which connects actually to the pumpkin Death Star, so it does in fact serve a purpose, looks exactly like it does in Return of the Jedi, because Vader's hand, he's been chopped. Mustafar didn't go too well. So this, if you have it exposed, you can kind of push this sleeve back a little bit. Obviously it's not on right now because it's on the lights only setting, but once you have him moving, it's really, really cool because you will definitely have that Return of the Jedi feel to it. Granted, Vader was on the floor for that scene and not standing powerfully like he is now, but the diehard Star Wars fans who come visit your display or who come check out your man cave, which is likely the landing spot for most of these Darth Vader props, will for sure understand what you're trying to say. Now for the slight differences between Star Wars canon and what we have here. The biggest issue is the eyes. Yes, they are supposed to be red. They weren't red in every movie, but some of them they were. So the color is not what I'm talking about. It's the size and their shape. It's a little bit off, and when you're closer up, you'll definitely notice it. This is why he does not need to be displayed in a bright area. He is meant to be displayed in an ominous, darker setting, just some minor backlight, very subtle, to complement Vader, but not take away from him, because that is what you do not want. If I had to nitpick, the lightsaber could be a little bit longer, but the light really isn't bright enough. It looks bright, but it's not bright enough. It kind of stops about midway. You lose a lot of the light up here, so if it were any longer, it would not look good when lit up. It's time to discuss the settings, and it's the normal settings: lights only, off/try me, and sensor. The sensor is pretty bad. The range on it is not good. I have to touch it most of the time, and whenever I activate it, I'm usually within 3 feet. It's not a very long range at all, which is why I usually recommend putting a remote on it. Makes it way easier. It's fun to have that control, and bam, you're done. I kept my visual complaints to a minimum. However, the audio drives me insane. You get 3 phrases, all of which insert holiday in some corny manner. There's not a 4th phrase of him just breathing. That to me was a no-brainer. I don't understand how Home Depot and SVI missed that one. I'd say don't use the audio that it comes with and just put a speaker behind it. I know that the lightsaber swings are really cool and that they do line up with the phrases, but you can always just go to YouTube and screen record and kind of overlay your own audio and then put that to this. That'd be really cool. I also did that at the beginning of the video. Anyway, just a huge disappointment and missed opportunity are the phrases that this has. To wrap things up, we're going to talk about value, and I mentioned earlier the $300 price tag and how amazing it is. And I'm not the only one who picked up on that, because resellers are going at this more than I've seen for literally any Home Depot prop. I even saw an Instagram post recommending 2 resellers, meaning the resellers were their target audience, on how to make $300 off this thing instantly. They're for sure doing it. On eBay, it's kind of outrageous. This is going for $700 to $800. Patience, young Padawan, it's coming back. Just hold off for a little while, and hopefully you're gonna get your hands on a really, really cool Star Wars collectible item. And now for what you've all been waiting for, let's take Darth Vader downstairs, near the garage, have some fun with the fog machine, and I'll see you guys next time.
Join me, and together we can rule the holidays. I find your lack of holiday cheer disturbing. We would be honored if you would join us for this holiday celebration. My master requests your presence. Join me, and this season you will be a powerful ally.
Later that same evening.
We would be honored. A spirit is impressive. Most impressive. It is your destiny.